Hey guys, welcome to new to Homesteading. My name is Ray.
Hi guys, my name is Dora. Today it is March 16, 2026, Monday afternoon, and it is cold outside, guys. It's like one day already, cold again.
Yeah, and then it's supposed to warm up tomorrow. I believe it's supposed to be 90 degrees. I know at the end of the week we're almost hitting 100 degrees, which
Yeah, but today the high was 50.
40. No, it's 40. It's 40 outside. That's the high that it got today. It was 30s in the morning.
Yes, I had to turn on my stove and go
somebody's
get some more wood.
Somebody's watching from another place is saying 40s. I'm out in a t-shirt and shorts. Well, we're not used to that cold.
Yeah, not here in Texas. It is cold. If it's under 60, it's cold.
No. For Dora, yes. No, I will not agree to that part. No way. It's got to be 40 or below for me to be cold. And if it's 50, I'm fine outside. I won't wear a jacket. And Dora's always complaining how come I don't wear a jacket. But yeah, I'm just not like that. So, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. Give us a thumbs up. Share this video. We need your help. Again, the algorithms, the Facebook, the YouTube, we are still being shadow banned. I know we have more followers, but it keeps showing that we don't. I know people subscribe and it keeps showing that we're not getting new subscribers. Some people have been taken off and so on. We're just going to fight them until we leave this earth because that's just the way it is. If you're not paying attention, they are passing more laws and rules to where they're stopping and censoring people from telling the truth. If it doesn't line up with what they want you to know, what they want you to believe in, they will remove your videos. They will stop you. They will silence you. They will do whatever they possibly can. Whether it's not even showing your videos online, or you're not able to do a search engine to actually find us, they will do that as well. And that's been going on since 2020, but it's been rapidly. I mean, it's just moving a lot faster now because they want to get a hold of it. In fact, we have 17 things to share with you. We're not going to be able to get through all of them. We're going to get through as many as we possibly can. And if we have to, we'll make a number 2 video for this. It was very difficult to title this video because if we would have titled it a certain way, of course, we're going to get flagged. If we title it what I really wanted to title it, but I didn't, we're going to get flagged and probably removed immediately. What I want you to get out of this video, whether it's today or the next one that we have to make, if we have to make a second one, what I really want you to get out of this video is you have to take control of your health. You have to take control of what you're thinking, what you're believing, what your intake, what you're eating. What you are believing that is being out there that people are telling you. I'll give you an example. We have all been raised to believe to go to school, go to college, get a job, buy the house, work your entire 40, 60 years of staying in one place, one employment, wait until you're 65, 70 years old, and then retire. That's what we've all been taught.
Yes.
And then they tell you when you're 65, 70 years old, then you can enjoy retirement, you can go on vacation. What, have you been paying attention that people that are at that age, and I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people that are in their 70s are struggling to get up in the morning, are struggling to go out to do things, or are tired a lot faster. And nobody's guaranteed to live that long. But that's what we've been taught. We've also been taught to believe that doctors that have gone to medical school, what they have been taught is actually accurate and true. A lot of these doctors should be upset. These doctors and nurses should be upset for everything that they've been taught throughout all those years in medical school. All that money that they've been forking up front to paying up front for all that medical school, all that medical teaching to be lied to. How many of them actually come out of medical school and able to and show their patient to be healed. They've been taught, here's another pill. When you take this pill, you're going to have to take this other pill to stop the side effects from that pill. This third pill is to stop the second pill from the side effects. The fourth pill is to stop 1, 2, and 3 side effects. The fifth pill is to kind of give you energy because 1 through 4 is gonna drain you. The sixth pill is to wake you up in the morning. The seventh pill is to help you from all these other 6 pills that are eating the insides of you. The seventh pill is to kind of minimize that, and so on. That's what it is. And we're going to share some things with you. We're going to share some videos with you from nurses, from doctors. We're going to share some information about the foods. I mean, the biggest question really is right now that all this exposure is coming out at this time right now, all this exposure that's coming out, what is next? What really is next? What do I mean? What happens when something is exposed and people are awake and people see? And I'm not saying everybody right now sees, because there's still, we just had this conversation that I still can't believe, especially in my job where I'm at right now, the career I'm at, that 90+% of the people are still asleep. They're still asleep. 90+% of the people that I work with are still thinking of toys that they're going to buy, of items that they're going to buy, of vacations they're going to take years from now, of their planning of things that they're doing and not realizing where we're at in this time. So let's go ahead and get straight to it. Let me, where do I start? Let me see. Okay, give me number 7. And I'm going to start with this one first. And the reason I'm going to start with this one first, because there's so many videos, other videos that look more accurate, more real, that weren't funny or anything, but they were just out there to show you that there's so much information out there that we are living in times where a lot of people are being deceived. We thought back then people were getting deceived because we didn't know any better. But now, when we have this technology, as you can see, we'll go ahead and play this. Is there music to this or no? Okay.
Oh my God! Oh, he fell! Oh, throttle's still down. Hang on, hold on. It's taken off. Got it back. In the way. Oh my God! Oh, he fell!
I'll play it again. This is an AI video. This is not real. In fact, it gives you an entire story. And at the very bottom, it tells you it was AI created. But it gives you an entire story trying to convince you that it's real. There is so much videos out there. You can hear about the Israeli President Netanyahu, that he was killed. There's so much false information out there, videos, and directing people to believe a lie. So let's keep going. If you can give me number 12. Now, if you know anything about Hollywood with their movies, they have been telling us what they plan on doing. You heard The Simpsons. The Simpsons is actually owned by Freemasonry. And people think that they predict. They don't predict. They're just telling you what they're going to do. When you hear movie stars telling you the same thing, that every time, well, in fact, I'll just let her say it for herself, and you'll. Yeah.
Obviously. What's the craziest conspiracy theory that you've ever heard?
I just love that a lot of conspiracy theories end up being facts.
In Begonia, obviously. What's the craziest conspiracy theory that you've ever heard?
I just love that a lot of conspiracy theories end up being facts.
In Begonia.
Why? Because they're behind the scenes recreating these movies and so on. At the same time, they understand what they're putting out there for the public. And the public just thinks, well, these are just movies and it's not really happening, when it truly is.
That's right.
So let's just keep going. Let me go ahead and get to it. Let me show you a... Yeah, give me number 2. And in fact, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, number 2. I jumped. I was going to show you another one, but first, yeah, let's go ahead and go. Yeah, if you can give me number 4 then if you haven't done it yet. Correct that before I forget that we haven't done that one yet. Yeah, give me number 4. And the reason I want to show you this because I actually have a friend right now that they're going through something right now with a family member. And as you can, when you have in an organization, whether it be the government, whether it be the medical field, whatever it is, fighting you with everything that they possibly can to stop medicines that cure, then you know what's behind the agenda is to make more money. Just remember what the Bible says, that the love of money is the root of all evil.
Yes.
The love of money, not money itself, but the love of it. Right here is a perfect example how people love money more than they love other people. Why? Because they're willing to push every agenda, everything that they possibly can to stop a doctor that has a proven record of healing people that have cancer using these medicines that's out there. So just think about that. It's illegal for him to help the cancer patients with a medicine that has been proven to actually heal the people. Think about that part. Really think about it. If that's what they passed, or they did, and that's what they pushed forward for, then why are people still going to the doctors and believing everything that is being told to them, accepting every pharmaceutical drug that's available to them, every prescription that is prescribed to them, without question? You should question everything. If a doctor says, this is what I want to prescribe for you, you should immediately question it and ask them, okay, give me all the information for all the side effects, and let me go do some more research before I start taking this.
Which, by law, they're supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
They are supposed to hand you, the precautions and all the side effects. They're supposed to tell you. And you're supposed to sign off on that. That's what's supposed to happen. And, for the information for the consumer, which is the patient. But they're not doing that.
Or at least they didn't for my mother.
Yeah.
And we saw that firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't give her an entire pamphlet. We actually had to look that information up for that antibiotics that they were trying to give her, or that they did give her. And it was 70-something side effects.
70-something side effects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's keep going. You can give me number 15. This is an article, and before I start showing you the nurses and doctors, this is an article, and I want you to see this. Why? Because we've all been programmed and taught. What is the woman? They tell the woman that she needs to do this every how many years to go get a
mammogram.
exam. Okay, mammogram.
Mm-hmm.
How often is that supposed to be? That they say?
Once you hit a certain age, I
Okay.
believe it's like 40. You're supposed to get it done every year. You're supposed to get that done.
Why? Where do they get this from? So, as you see right here, the doctor warns biopsies may be causing more harm than good. In fact, if you can give me the other part of that, or is that, oh, it's right there. So this is a doctor explaining to you. And if you go through the comments, you will see how many people are awake and how many people are asleep. So he is warning people, stop doing this. Stop going out there and believing that entire list of what they're telling people to go do. You don't have to believe the article. Let me show you a video. You can give me number 2. And I want you to listen to what these... If you remember back in 2020, how many people got fired in the medical field that were speaking up, that were exposing this? How many of them got fired? How many of them got fired and the entire first responders that said, you know what, I'm not going to go with this agenda? So we'll let these people do the talking, and you'll get to hear it from them firsthand of what they went through and what they had to do.
Was told by her direct manager that if she reported a single adverse event to the VAERS database, she would be fired. After witnessing what I saw happening in the Bay Area Kaiser hospitals, I don't think that I could ever return. I felt very traumatized by what I was forced to engage in, and I don't feel comfortable going back to it. If anything, my goal now is to pivot and rebuild. I would love to see a new healthcare platform where we can start to actually integrate real healing instead of giving people medications, which are generally a Band-Aid treatment to treat a sign or a symptom rather than the true cause of the illness or disease.
Tell me about, you just mentioned earlier you had some trauma during those times. So tell me a little bit about that.
Not only was I in the hospital, and I saw, for instance, when the media was saying that our hospitals were all full, I was getting canceled because there was way too many staff and there were no patients. So that right off the bat was a big warning sign to me that something was wrong. And when I would talk to my colleagues about it, there was oftentimes there was just a big disconnect. I think that there was so much fear around COVID that people weren't able to even open their mind to the potential of what the real situation was in the hospital, because it was just 24/7 bombarding with fear mongering. It, lo and behold, after the hospital being close to empty for, over a year during the first year of this COVID pandemic, within 2 weeks of the rollout of the injections, my hospital saw a 3-fold increase in hospitalizations. And that was directly reported to me by my manager, who was looking at the data. I can't find that data anywhere. I have hunted high and low for it. And I found the graphs online, and they're literally empty. There's an empty graph. So the information is not being made available.
And then tell me about the hospital documentation regarding vaccination status. Tell me about what you had to do there.
One of my colleagues, who she was the nurse who manned the vaccination clinic for the COVID shots, she was told by her direct manager that if she reported a single adverse event to the VAERS database, she would be fired.
Wow.
And she is one of several nurses who I have received that report from. I was there working on the COVID floors and on the telemetry floors, and this was confirmed by nurses all over my county. The Epic systems, the charting systems that we do our documentation in, Epic had set those up so that nursing staff could only document in the vaccination status that the patients were either unvaccinated or that their vaccination status was unknown. So when a patient came in and they were diagnosed with COVID, we couldn't put in there that they were vaccinated.
They were altering, what we need so we can be safe right? And that's just
Yeah.
one thing.
So they were scaring the staff, the hospital staff, into not upholding their oath. We took an oath to do no harm. We were being attacked if we dared try to report the truth of what was going on. And so most nurses just didn't.
Were you in shock of what you were seeing with your own colleagues? Was there doctors you respected and nurses you respected and it changed for you? What did that look like?
Absolutely. Yeah, I was blown away. And I think that's really what delayed my action for as long as it did, was the shock. People say, oh, well, you were just too afraid to speak out sooner. It wasn't the fear. It was shock. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe that I had colleagues that I thought, were critical thinking people that were watching these things happen. And if I brought it up to them, I would just get glazed eyes, and people wouldn't want to share the break room with me because they knew I wasn't vaccinated. And it was really just mind-blowing to watch.
I mean, you have the do no harm. You have your practice act that you need to follow. And how does the government jump in there and get in the way of that?
It was
right?
really fear. It was really fear-based. All of those reports 24/7 with the news telling us that COVID was so extraordinarily dangerous, the staff were deeply impacted. The moral ground, when you choose to go against what you know is true, you give up a part of your soul. And that's something that I think a lot of these practitioners don't really understand. I see their light go dim when they choose
That's what I saw.
to go against
Nothing.
what they know is true. She was told by her direct manager.
So she said a lot of things. That there was people in the medical field that she didn't realize it weren't critical thinkers. It's the same thing with law enforcement. I'm in law enforcement, and I can tell you that there are a lot of people in there that are not critical thinkers. They are just, I will do as I'm told without even thinking about it. I'm going to say about 95% of them would do what they were told without even thinking about it. The other 5% will stand up, but think about it, 5% out of 95%, yeah, that's very minimal. They'll either get fired, they'll get replaced, they'll get put to the side, they won't even let them do what is needed out there. It's the same thing in the medical field, it's the same thing all around. You can have a very few amount of people that will stand up and speak up. And you just heard her say that they didn't want to be around her in the break room. That they didn't want to be around her because she was critical thinking. She was questioning the narrative. She wasn't going with the crowd. As I've always said, going with the crowd is wrong. And you're going to see that more and more. She didn't go with the crowd, and look what happened to her. She finally said she was done. Just think about it. When this was going on, I had a previous coworker that had family members that were in the medical field, that were doctors. And what they were telling them was that during this time of COVID, that it was evolving, that the virus was getting smarter. I looked at him and I said, you got to be kidding. You're talking about something that has a brain. It doesn't have a brain. It's a sickness. It's something that is put out there. But he kept saying, no, these people that are in the medical field, these are doctors and they know it. They're very close family members. And they said this thing is evolving, it's getting smarter, and it's changing. No, that is the propaganda that is being spread out through the medical field for that medical field to spread it out to the world.
Yeah, fear. To put
Fear.
fear more.
It's fear mongering.
Yeah, saying that it's out there, and that it's going to grow into something else.
Yeah, that it's got a brain, so it's diverting, it's moving around, it's changing because of whatever's going on. That's a lie, and yet people believed it. We're coming into a a time where the people that are awake, it's going to be really sad for us that are awake to watch the rest of the people that are still asleep and are not critical thinkers to continue in that path and follow the crowd. Let me show you what I mean. This has been going out, this has been for years. Nobody believed it. You can give me number 10. And now that it's coming out more and more and more, some people still go here to go eat.
Yeah.
And some people are still in denial and saying, this is not possible, this really can't happen. And then some people, it goes from one ear, comes out the other, and they forget about it and continue living their life as the and continue to go to these places. This is not the only place. People have been discussing it, that it's every fast food joint. We don't go eat fast food. We tried to go find a restaurant. Even at that, we're still very cautious to go eat at a restaurant.
Yeah, it's very, very limited.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to be able to go out there and actually enjoy eating out.
Mm-hmm. So as you see here, DNA testing on McDonald's burgers reveal a surprising finding: up to 2% of human DNA was present in the sample. While the amounts are extremely small and likely accidental, the discovery raised concerns about food processing practices, hygiene, and quality control in mass produced fast foods. This finding highlights the importance of transparency and strict regulatory standards in the food industry. So look at the excuse they're about to say. Human DNA in processed foods can occur through cross-contamination during preparation, handling, or manufacturing rather than intentional inclusion. Even though it possesses minimal direct health risk, it underscores potential lapses in hygiene protocols and the need for rigorous safety measures. Consumers increasingly demand clarity and accountability from food manufacturers, especially when it comes to mass produce items consumed frequently. To reduce exposure and ensure higher food quality, consider choosing fresh, minimal processed alternatives when possible. Think about that. The excuse that they just said, oh, it's possible that there's human DNA in it because some human touched it. Hogwash. That is the biggest lie and bunch of bull. I used to work at McDonald's.
So did I. We both did.
And you're telling me that some of my DNA is inside that meat because I touched it. Seriously? And people are buying this stuff. I guarantee it was more than 2%. But they're going to put the very minimum with 2% of human DNA. How is it possible that human DNA is inside this meat?
Yeah.
Think about that. And of course, there's going to be some comments out there. People are going to say, oh no, you just don't know when you touch something, your DNA's on there. I mean, the ignorance of people. I'll just say it, ignorance of people. Let me share these 2 videos right quick for you. If you can get me number 9, and I got 2 videos I'm going to share with you back to back involving this, because this was an Epstein files of them discussing this and them telling you this is what this was in. I've been saying it. Hollywood's been talking about it. Hollywood's been showing you these movies, telling you what's going on in these movies.
It's in our music industry as well.
It's in our music industry, yeah. They even brag about it and show you these albums, photos, music videos. But we'll go ahead and play this one.
Epstein files. There was some things said about McDonald's, bro.
About McDonald's?
And it's really, really disturbing.
Yeah.
So Jeffrey Epstein was writing an email explaining how they tricked the into eating human flesh. So theory is, oh, this is gross. The meat that's in
No.
So McDonald's has ties to hospital. You know that, right?
Yeah,
Ronald
yeah.
McDonald Hospital.
Yeah.
Where's the farms?
That's a good question.
So they did the math. The amount of burgers that McDonald's produces, there's not enough cows. So where does it come from?
Process lab or something?
No,
Yeah,
I just got it.
If they have like connects to a hospital.
Oh my gosh, I just caught it.
Yeah, but obviously this is just all alleged.
Wait.
But it's in the Epstein
That
files.
was in the files? No, I can't eat McDonald's. I can't eat McDonald's.
In the Epstein.
That's why I said, why did they release some of this information? Of course, after they released the information, they started war. Distraction. They released this to tell you, look, guys, y'all been participating with this. Y'all been eating this food. Y'all been eating humans all your entire life as well. You didn't even know it. I mean, we were looking at each other. We're like, oh my, we're gonna have to make sure we get our feet from farmers. Feet. I said feet. Oh my gosh. See?
Feed.
Food. See, now Doris following me. Feet. No, we don't eat feet.
No, we do not. Our food.
Oh, let's play this. I better stop. Let's play this.
Of misleading customers. Class action lawsuit accuses McDonald's of misleading customers about the meat used in its McRib sandwich. The lawsuit, which was filed in Illinois, claims the fast food chain implies the McRib contains premium pork ribs when it does not. It says the McDonald's marketing and the rib-like shape of the McRib patty lead consumers to believe the sandwich is made from spare or baby back ribs, even though the meat is boneless. McDonald's is defending the sandwich's ingredients, saying the McRib is made with 100%
human meat. 100% human meat. Did you know that McDonald's has hundreds of contracts with mortuaries all across the U.S.? Now ask yourself that question. Why would they have contracts with a mortuary? And not only that, they have hundreds of contracts with hospitals all over the U.S. For what? Yeah, riddle me that one. 100% human meat. If you're still eating that shit, you're disgusting. And it's no wonder you're sick and you feel like shit all the time. Change your eating habits, you know.
I forgot to tell you language. I know you're probably going to get upset at me, but I'm sure you walked to the store and you heard somebody cuss. Just think about it. And I mentioned earlier, as you see the title, the medical field and foods. Why are we so sick? We've changed our eating habits.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We don't go to these restaurants. We read all the ingredients on certain things that we're going to eat. Ingredients that we don't know, either look it up or get away from it.
It's just best to, learn how to make simple. Everybody's talked about it. Bread. Why is bread have all these ingredients that you should not, to make bread at home, you have 3 to 5 ingredients and that's it.
Okay, name what your bread, how many ingredients?
Flour, honey, sugar, butter, and milk or just plain water. That's it. Yeast. I was going to say the main thing to give you that rise. That's it.
But when you go buy bread, there's like 20 or 30 ingredients on there. Mm-hmm. And some of those you can't even pronounce.
Yes.
Some of those you definitely can't spell.
That's right.
I know that for a fact. I look at some of them like, man, I got to look this up. How am I going to spell this?
How am I going to spell that?
How do you pronounce this?
Yeah.
Think about it. And in
fact,
fact, Dora was talking about just someone that she was talking with that they had bread stored up, just sitting there for weeks.
Yes.
And it was still good.
Mm-hmm.
But when you make bread at home with the right ingredients that Dora just mentioned, it don't last for weeks.
Mm-mm.
It lasts maybe that entire week, and then you start seeing the eggs. You better eat it.
Yes.
If not, we're going to have to throw it away.
That's how you know that it's fresh. It's made fresh because it has to go bad. Mm-hmm. Food has to go bad because it's not meant to be, out here in the open where oxygen and everything gets to it. The only food that's out, they've done studies before with McDonald's so-called meat.
There was an old man that showed you a hamburger that he had. I forgot how many years it was. Mm-hmm. He takes it out and he shows you, look, this is an old wrapper. This is the old hamburger, and it's been years, now they're using new type of wrapping. He opens it up and it still looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
You would think it would have rotted out. You would think it would smell really bad. He didn't. Can you give me number 16? I know people don't like to hear about the medical field or the foods. They'd rather just stick their heads in the sand. They don't want to hear it. But I'm telling you, once you change your eating habit and you stop taking all these jabs, you're going to feel better. Once you detox, once you change and start really looking into all this. But I want to show you this. If you see bioengineering on any of your products on your food that you go purchase, because you see bioengineering, that means you're putting other things in there that should not be inside your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. I don't want to get into the technical stuff, but it's that simple. When it says bioengineering, I know some people say it's baby parts in there. When it says bioengineering, it is ingredients in there that do not belong in your body. It's stuff that's going to make you sick. Think about it. Some of these foods that they sell that you can go buy at the grocery store are illegal in other countries.
Yes.
Why is that?
Illegal.
Yep. So as you see here, the 100 hidden GMO ingredients to look out for. As you see right there. And some of this stuff, of course, you can't even pronounce. I'll probably mispronounce it anyway. But just look at it. Just look at that stuff. And you see a lot of that stuff in some of the foods that you go purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it have to have all that? Why would bread need a lot of this stuff inside there? So it'll stay longer on the shelf so they can sell it. So it'll stay longer. I mean, just think about this. How long has it been at the store before it even hit your house?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then when it's in your house, how much longer does it last just sitting there? I mean, just think about it. Some of this stuff, I mean, what is it? You start looking it up and you're like, that doesn't belong in the body.
Right.
And we wonder why we're sick. Mm-hmm. The first thing every person has to do is detox. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing everyone has to do is detox and change your eating habits. Stop buying all this stuff from the stores and start learning how to make your own food.
Yes.
So, let's keep going. How much time we got? Man, we still have quite a bit. Let me share this article with you. Number 17. Just when you think you saw it all, just when you think you've seen it all.
Just when you think you've seen it all. I have not seen this article.
Just think when you thought you heard it all, here comes someone else doing the unthinkable. Again, for money. So if these people are doing this, and they talk about other funeral homes, and I'm not sure, I haven't verified all that, but they talk about the other ones, that they sell the bodies for food. So look at this. The woman used to run a funeral home in Colorado, could get up to 20 years in federal prison for scamming families out of money and mishandling the remains of their loved ones. She admitted guilt last August to one count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Okay, so let me go back to what she did. But they did cremations, but instead they often gave back urns packed with concrete mix rather than actual ashes. And at least 2 cases, families ended up burying the wrong bodies. The pair also took nearly $900,000 in government pandemic relief funds meant for small business. They blew it on other things like cars, cryptocurrency, high-end jewelry from brands like Gucci and Tiffany, and even body sculpting treatments. I'm going to tell you what, they needed more body sculpting treatments after you see the pictures. Instead of fixing up the front house for buying equipment, I'm telling you, they did them wrong. That's all I got to do. They did them wrong.
Ray had to throw his little tip there.
So, Back in 2023, authorities found almost 200 decomposing bodies piled up inside the Penrose facility where the business stored them. The remains were stacked in ways that blocked doors, with bugs and fluids leaking everywhere, one of the biggest such discoveries in U.S. history. So think about that. If you can show the pictures now, tell me they didn't body sculpting treatments. Man, they got jacked. But look how awful and evil that is, right? They stacked up bodies of people. Imagine how it smelled inside that place. And these two people did that, again, for the love of money.
That is just horrible. I mean, it's bad enough, that your loved one, has passed away, and that, you're going to miss them, and yet you're going to come to find out that that wasn't your loved one.
But not that I want the ashes back. I mean, I wouldn't do that, but some people do. It's just not for me. But they got concrete back instead of the loved one's ashes. They got concrete. Again, evil people out there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So if people are capable of doing this, what makes you think that there are not people out there capable of selling bodies to produce meat, to produce hamburger meat, to produce stuff like that to sell?
Yes.
Let me share one more thing with you, and then we'll call it. Okay, let's go back to the medical field. Give me number 11. We'll go back to the medical field, and then we'll leave it here, just because we have too much, and we'll have to do a second part. But again, what we are trying to tell you is to question. If you're going to go to the doctors, question the diagnosis, question the medication they want to give you, question everything, and do your own research. Food-wise, you need to detox.
Mm-hmm.
Change your eating habits. Read all the ingredients in whatever you're purchasing.
Yes.
But listen to this. Imagine the technology now, because if you think about it, they haven't even talked about this anymore.
Right. They have not.
Practically speaking, it would be legal to clone me, for example, tomorrow. And this is the place it's most likely to happen, a leading IVF clinic outside of New York. Behind those walls, there are people with the technology, the ability, and the desire to genetically engineer human embryos, to be the first in the world to successfully clone a human being.
There's no doubt that human beings will be cloned.
Dr. Jacques Cohen, a leader in his field, simply needs the approval of his clinic's ethics committee to make history. So if I had the money, you had the permission, you could clone me tomorrow.
Well, I wouldn't say tomorrow. It'll take a year or two. We could clone you probably within 2 years.
What you're seeing here is an actual cloning taking place at the research facility in Scotland that pioneered the technique. In theory, it's blindingly simple. Here, it's an animal, but just as easily, you can take a cell from a human, a scraping of skin will do. Then, get an egg from a female, remove the nucleus and fuse the two with a spark of electricity. And ta-da, you have an embryo. Implant the embryo in a woman, and 9 months later, you have a carbon copy of the person from whom the skin scraping was taken. Strictly speaking, it would...
Think about it. That was in 1999. Imagine now. They haven't even brought it up. They haven't talked about it. We're 26 plus years from that time.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. So we have several more videos, several more articles to share with you. But we won't be able to share them right now. But all I'm telling you is start questioning everything. We've been programmed to believe anything and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be critical thinkers. We have to be critical thinkers.
Yes, yes. Well, guys, thank y'all for joining us. Subscribe to our channel. Also share our content as well. And we thank y'all again, and have a great rest of your day, and we will see you on the next video.